back to the Black Leather Eye Style Tasting here. Hope everybody's keeping well. So, just going to show some stuff I've been listening to the past couple of weeks. A few books as well. Just two. So, okay, it's all heavy metal stuff today. So, hope everybody's keeping well out there in the VC. Alright. Heavy metal kick again recently. So, alright, starting off. Spun this again, Plasmatics. Coup d'etat. Well, I've said before I'm a big Wendy Williams and Plasmatics fan. This album is a third full-length record, 1982, and what an absolute stonking LP. So, I mean, it starts off with Put Your Love in Me. Wendy Williams is just howling and growling like bitchin' heat. Superb. You hear a lady sing like that with so much sexual aggression, probably freaked out a few of the more conservative-minded people in America, religious types. And then the Plasmatics just stick the boot into the squares left, right and centre and entertained us. But this is when they embraced heavy metal full on, I think, really. Produced by Dieter Dierks. So yeah, Put Your Love in Me, Stop, Rock and Roll, Lightning Breaks is an amazing track. No Class, the Motorhead cover. Say Be, get Mistress of Taboo and Country Fairs, Path of Glory, Just Like on TV, and The Damned. One of my favourite heavy metal songs of the 80s. Brilliant track. The last four songs in this, they bring out brilliant visions of a dystopian future and the oncoming apocalypse. Absolutely amazing. Brilliant record. Still love it. And good to spin it again. Before I forget, this is what we're listening to. The soundtrack for Belladonna's Sadness. Great animated movie. This is a bit freaky, this soundtrack. Some very strange stuff on it, but it's a good listen. Alright, next one, another heavy metal gem to me. This is my favourite album by them. It's Stronger Than Evil by Heavy Load. Yeah. Great record. Ray of Sunlight, this little record to me. So, I mean, you've got on here side one, Run with the Devil, The King, Singing Swords is amazing. Dreaming, the last song on side A, is sublime little track. It has brilliant mournful guitar line, and those vocals are amazing, the vocal lines. Side B, Stronger Than Evil, Free, which has Phil Lynott playing bass on it, and Roar of the North. And it was because of Phil Lynott I got into this record. So about middle of the 90s, me and a couple of friends went to a Phil Lynott tribute concert in Dublin, and on their way down, must have been 95, 96, around about there maybe. I think Henry Rollins played it that year, so I'm not sure what year it was, but travelled down to Dublin and we stopped off at Phil's grave, paid our respects, and then we went to Phil's mum's house. And in Phil's mum's house, she has a room there that's full of stuff full of Thin Lizzy memorabilia and loads of Phil's personal belongings and stuff that fans had sent in. And hold on a second. And she had a jukebox in the corner stuffed with all the Thin Lizzy singles. But the best thing for me was Phil Lynott's record collection was there. So, me being a massive record head, I was in bliss looking through his LPs, you know. And he had some of what you would expect, some Cream and Hendrix and blues and soul and, you know, then the 70s hard rock stuff like UFO and Rainbow and Deep Purple. But then I seen the heavy metal stuff. He had the first couple of Maiden LPs. He had Tigers Upon Tang, obviously John Sykes joined Lizzy. And then I seen Heavy Load. He had all the Heavy Load LPs. And so the only thing I'd heard of Heavy Load at that point, I actually hadn't heard the band. I'd read an article in an old Kerrang that I'd bought, but I seen Heavy Load, those records he had, and I went out, and this was the first one I picked up when I got back home. Probably picked this up a few weeks later, but yeah, what an amazing record. Absolutely uplifting heavy metal record. Absolutely love it. Heavy Load, Stronger Than Evil. Brilliant record. Here's a new one. I picked this up the other week there. I've seen, this is White Pigs, Songs of Sin. I've seen, who was it? Clifford the Final Cheapskate. He showed this LP, and it just looked interesting to me, so I went and picked it up. Really cheap, it came sealed, and so this was a punk band originally, because it says here, a big fuck you to the SCT punk scene who blackballed us when we went metal. But this is a really fun heavy metal LP. It's got like the Monsters theme tune, heavy metal version of it, and songs like Deathway, Live for the Fire, Brilliant Body Parts, Lamb's Blood's a really good song, Heavy Metal's a really good song, Bloodthirsty Freaks, Bobby, and the last song here called Leave Me is a cracking little heavy metal jam. Really fun record. Glad I picked it up, and yeah, up my street. I thought it was going to be more crossover than it actually is, but it's just a real solid heavy metal record. Really good crack. White Pig, Songs of Sin. Okay, so this, I forgot I pre-ordered this actually, and this book came the end of last week, I think. Called My Fanatics. A Journey into the World of Electric Wizard. So this inspired me to pull out a few LPs. But the thing is, when I bought this, I thought this was going to be just a delve into all the influences that, the Electric Wizard were into. All the exploitation stuff, and the exploitation movies, and the cult and horror pulp, and sci-fi, and biker culture, and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually more like a biography of the band. It has all those main points in it. He goes into good depth about the influence of the area and all that when they were growing up, and the movies and the books and stuff. So I've mentioned before about Electric Wizard that I have quite a few of their albums, and I like them, but I should love them because I'm into all the stuff that influences the band. But I think, I don't know, I should love them more, really. But their music just, I like some of it, I think I like the idea of Electric Wizard more than I like their music, to be honest. But this is a really good book if you're into them. Called My Fanatics. Very relatable too. I'm a few years younger than the boys in Electric Wizard, but I grew up, during the 80s, born in the late 70s, later into the 70s, and I can completely relate to the time, and because back then, to me, being a young boy in the 80s, everything seemed very colourful, and there was a lot of tribalism, and music culture, youth culture was at its peak. You had mod skins and punks and headbangers everywhere, it seemed, and plus the backdrop of Satanic Panic, and the time when kids played in derelict houses with Ouija boards more than they do nowadays, obviously, because they're all on TikTok. Yeah, so that inspired me to pull out a few LPs, and here's a band that I always suspected was an influence on Electric Wizard, and I don't see many people showing their records on here, and they're absolutely superb band, and that's Blood Farmers. This is Headless Eyes. This is their second full length. Actually, where did I put it? This was my introduction here to Blood Farmers. I pulled this out the other days. This is what you call a compact disc. You haven't seen one of these in this channel before. But yeah, this is their debut album from 1995. And the reason why I picked this up, this was a blind buy for me, was because this is Ezra Cobb here from the movie Deranged, which is one of my favourite movies. This CD's stinking. This cover. And obviously Blood Farmers from the Invasion of the Blood Farmers movie. But I don't think, I was aware of that movie from reading magazines and stuff at the time, but I was really into the B movies and stuff. But I don't actually have seen that movie at the time, but I loved Deranged, the movie, based on Ed Gein. And another still from the movie Deranged as well. So this was a blind buy for me. Never heard anything about the band and absolutely loved it. It was like finding the Grail. I mean, it's not a Grail because I didn't know it existed. I didn't know anything about the band. And I noticed it was on the Hellhound label as well. So it obviously came home with me and I really loved it. And yeah, 1985. And then they didn't put another album out until, 2000 and whenever this came out, 2015 maybe. This is Headless Eyes, absolutely stunning record. And when did this come out? 2013 I bought this, so this is amazing. You've got songs on here like Gut Shot, Headless Eyes, Amazing the Creeper, 1,000 Yard Stir, Night of the Sorceress, and they do The Road Leads to Nowhere, which is a David Hess song. If you know the movie Last House on the Left. Dave Depraved from this band, otherwise known as Dave Sulkin, put out this amazing book, Last House on the Left. The best book on this movie. Even if you're not into this movie, this book is really worth reading. But just a lot of detail and backstory of how this got made and the actors and stuff, you know. This is superb. This album here, brilliant. If you haven't heard this, you're into doom metal, you can check it out. Big heavy riffs, loads of grooves for days. It was a big album for me when it came out. Blood Farmers, Headless Eyes. Check it out if you haven't. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, brilliant band. Here was another one. I pulled this out the other night too because this is another one of Dave Sulkin plays in this as well. Dave Depraved, and this is the Disease Concept. What's this album called actually? Your Destroyer, and this is more. It's probably a wee bit more like a wee bit of Church of Misery or something like that. It's sludgier and rawer than the Blood Farmers. Now it's classy. It's really, really good though. Really good listen. I enjoy listening to this again as well. Another one that the book, the Electric Wizard book, made me pull out was this Dream Death LP, Journey into Mystery. And yeah, this one, I remember hearing about this an awful lot. I think I heard Lee Dorian talk about this back in the day, and when I did hear it, it was a wee bit iffy on it, but it's really grown on me over the years. Big whiff of Celtic Frost guitar tone and sludgy riffs. Band were obviously influenced by Trouble. But it says in the inside, you know, their inspirations were early Angel Witch, Trouble, Sabbath, Candlemas, that sort of thing. And you can hear it in the riffs. But the vocals always sounded like they were just dropped in without any thought really of where they were going to land sometimes, you know. He's got a great voice though. But yeah, it took me a while to get used to it. It's really, really good. It has a thrashy attitude as well. But yeah, Dream Death, Journey into Mystery. Any fans of it? Let me know. Enjoy listening to it again, it's really good. Here's one that Marty at Metal and Marty Mac channel pointed out to me. This is a reissue and fantastic LP, Lord Vicar. Hold on, I'm going to change the record over. Yeah, Lord Vicar's debut. This is a reissue, and my mate bought this when it came out, and it came in an amazing package, like with a hard hardback booklet and stuff in it. So when Marty had pointed out it being reissued, I went and bought it straight away. Really, really good. Brilliant record. Brutally heavy. Even like the song "Born of a Jackal," when it kicks in, just after that wee brief acoustic part, it still blows me away when I hear it. It's amazing. Yeah, this has got Kratos or Christian who sung in the first Count Raven record, and I was lucky enough, I played in the band, I was playing guitar, and we got to support the Lord Vicar when they played their two Irish dates back in 2000 and, oh my god, I don't know when it was. Maybe a couple years after this LP came out, and must have been 2010 maybe? Not sure. Time. Anyway, we supported them in the Belfast date and the Dublin date. We played Dublin the first night and then played with them in Belfast. They were amazing live. And I got to talk to the singer about this next record I'm going to show here and tell him how much I love his singing on the First Count Raven LP or whatever. So, yeah. Cheers to Marty, Metal Marty Max channel for pointing it out that this has been reissued. So, brilliant LP. Oh yeah, this is the full album, and then you get their first EP on the on side D. Brilliant. So yeah, when I was talking to Christian, I was telling him that I had the test pressing of the First Count Raven record, Storm Warning, and he was saying he didn't have one himself. And I'd planned when we played the Dublin show. I was talking to him when we played the Belfast show. I was going to give him this test pressing, but because we were on about getting all the gear sorted out for the band, I completely forgot to bring it with me. Lucky enough, I didn't tell him I was going to give it to him. So yeah, I still have it. The test pressing of Storm Warning, and here's the full length here, or the real deal. So Storm Warning on Active Records, and unfortunately, this is printed and the poor guitarist doesn't even get a mention on it. But what an amazing record, and I mean, you've got True Revelation in the name of rock and roll is quite scathing attack on like the glam rock posers at the time, was like they would have said. Devastating Age is brilliant. His vocals remind me of Ozzy on Revelation, Mother Earth. How Can It Be in Social Warfare is a heavy song. Brilliant slice of doom metal from 1990, and the guy was a lovely guy and a brilliant frontman. When I seen them when we played with Lord Vicar, he just had a vibe about him. He was really brilliant with the crowd, and he got people really into it. Obviously, the guitar player for Lord Vicar played in this band, Reverend Bazaar. This is their debut. In the Rectory of the Bazaar, Reverend. Doing what they will shall be the whole of the law. When this came out, this was absolutely stunning. So when this came out, 2002, somewhere around like that, doom metal at the time for me had taken on a lot of influence, a lot of sunniness from like the stoner rock bands, and it was drowning a wee bit in mushroom tea and flowers and shit. And Rams always had a good sense of humour. Black Sabbath tribute. But this album brought doom metal, I think. It had the reset button on it and brought things back to its roots. You know, the themes that were originally in doom metal. Absolutely fucking heavy, brilliant album with amazing vocals. I was also lucky enough, I was playing in a very short-lived band I was in for a while as a singer this time. We done 2 gigs, and our second gig was supporting Reverend Bazaar the first time on their last European shows. They played a show here in Belfast and we got to support them. They were fucking brilliant live. And yeah, I think I have all the Reverend Bazaar albums here, but nothing hits like this. It was a big deal to me when it came out. Superb doom metal, Reverend Bazaar. Seems very obvious saying that, doesn't it? But I pulled this out as well. This is Pentagram, Day of Reckoning. This is the 1993 Peaceful, when they signed the band and reissued their first 2 LPs. This originally came out in 1987 with a different cover and stuff on it. But this is what had been around the time I started to become aware of Pentagram through bands like Cathedral and Lee Dorian and stuff like that. But yeah, it's brilliant. Day of Reckoning, Evil Seed, Broken Vows, When the Screams Come, Burnt Saber, Madman and Wartime. It's brilliant. Go to Mendy's, Stand By Firm. The way he sings that was fucking hilarious. Superb album. Drums are a wee bit tickly on it, but actually when I first heard Pentagram. It was on a Peaceful compilation. I think it actually mentions this in the inside of here. It was on a Peaceful compilation. What was it called? The Volume 4 compilation. And it had a Pentagram song on it. My mate had that in tape and we were sitting in his bedroom. He played it. I could not stand Bobby Liebling's voice. I don't know, it seemed too high up in the mix or something, or it was just, I don't know. But that time, 1992, I was still massively into death metal. Maybe I had something to do with it, but I love the music, but his voice, don't know. And still, to this day, his voice to me on this, it's good, but I prefer Bobby Liebling when he's doing his Iggy impression more than doing his Ozzy Osbourne impression. But good gear. Classic, isn't it? Rise and Dust to pick this out. This came out in 2008. I think the band originally released this on CDR or something in 2005. This is a real cheap record. You can still get this really, really cheap. But there's like the opening song in this, Hell Witchfinder, is really, really good. I think this band's French. Groovy doom stuff on it, and I just wanted to check this out again. Pulled it on the collection. It's got songs like Hell Witchfinder, as I say, is a brilliant track. Dark Side of the 70s, Don't Burn the Witch, Doom Revelation, Ride with the Dragon, and the last song, Dark White Lady. Not mind blowing, but solid groove and doom. Really good. Worth picking up. You can see it's probably, you probably get it for £6 or £8 or something maybe. This is scathing. This Sacrilege, Behind the Realms of Madness. I nearly said Beyond the Walls of Death for some reason. Yeah, Behind the Realms of Madness by Sacrilege. This is the Back in Black reissue. That has demos from 1986 on it and newer stuff on it and live stuff. But side A and side B is the original record. And well, this is a phenomenal listen. It's like the guitar, the riffing on this is amazing. Tom's vocals are brilliant on it too. They really suit the way she yelps those vocals out on this. She really suits. I think later on, as they develop their sound, I think she struggled to find where to go with her voice. Still an amazing vocalist, you know, but on this, I mean, this literally is the punk boys showing the heavy metal kids how to play heavy. It's absolutely amazing, just savage songs. Lifeline, Shadow from Mordor, A Death's Door, A Violation of Something Sacred's brilliant. The Closing Irony is brilliant, and Out of Sight, Out of Mind. Amazing record, I love it. That makes me smile an awful lot when I play it. Just the energy on it's absolutely fucking brilliant. Steel Vengeance with Prisoners. This one, nah, not really. This has some decent playing on it. Production on it's a bit weak. The guitars seem like, in parts of it, they seem like they're too far away. I don't know. It's when this came out, 87. It's not an amazing record, I don't think, but it's good to hear it again. And you know, trying to find the positives in it. It has got some good playing on it. I like the first track on it, Burnt Out, is really good. Burnt Out, and the cover's amazing. But the music on it's a bit standard. It hasn't. I'm going to check out some more of their stuff at some point, I'd say. But it's not bad, not great. That's all I can really say about it. Here's one that is brilliant, and this is another reissue. Necrophagia, Season of the Dead, from another one from 1987. Absolutely scathing slice of 80s horror metal, early death metal, fucking amazing. Back in the days when vocalists were more inspired by Linda Blair and the Exorcist movie and movies like Evil Dead and stuff like that. It has a bit of a rattle. His voice as well reminds me of early Sodom. Yeah, it's brilliant. What Insane for Blood and Ancient Slumber is amazing. Mental Decay is classic, and Beyond and Back is great. Yeah, brilliant slice of early death metal and horror metal, and I really love it. Yep, this is the Hell's Headbangers reissue. Here's another reissue, and I've seen people talk about this band a lot recently, and well deserved. People are buzzing about them, and it's Whiplash and Power and Pain. Gotta love that cover. Although that cover I don't know if it really suits this music on this. This is, it is I love the cover, don't get me wrong, but this is just raging. Absolutely brilliant. Stage dive, Red Bomb, Last Man Alive, Message in Blood, Kneel to the Cross. The last song in this is fucking incredible. Spit in Your Grave, Power Thrash and Death. Yeah, this is the sort of thrash metal I love, but it still has shitloads of speed metal in it, and it's loose and it's not square like a lot of thrash metal became, you know. It's not a load of square palm muted shit. It's just fucking loose and lethal. Like, brilliant. Really love it. Whiplash. I've seen people show the 3 disc reissues package. It looks amazing. I might pick it up myself. Oh, here's one. Piledriver, Metal Inquisition. Playing this again. What an amazing record. Unfortunately, the singer, well, this is basically a studio band, but unfortunately the singer died the other year there, didn't he? Yeah, I love this. Metal Inquisition, Sex with Satan's my favourite song on it. What an amazing track. Sodomize the Dead, brilliant. Piledriver, their songs, brilliant. And Alien Rape, just amazing, amazing record. If you ain't into metal, mate, well, what's it say? Oh yeah, if you ain't in a metalhead, then you might as well be dead. What an amazing record. Brilliant singing, brilliant playing, just incredible. Like, Sex with Satan is just, what a tune. I absolutely love that tune. Brilliant. Sex with Satan, excommunications. Brilliant, brilliant record. Here's another reissue. This Piledriver one's another reissue. This is Cobra Records. Cat 666. So I already have the English version of this, Metal in Hell. And I just wanted this because this cover, this is the Polish language version, and the cover is amazing. A brilliant black metal from 87, is this? Or 86 maybe? 86 I think this is from. Well, this is all the song titles in this from Polish, but I mean, Devil's Child's on this. Devil House Part 1, Part 2, Metal in Hell, Vampire, absolutely amazing track. Yeah, superb. I love absolutely love the atmosphere on this record. It can't be beaten. It's just cracking LP. So yeah, I was glad to pick this up with this original cover because the cover is gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, it's Cat 666. 2 more records, and these are Italian reprobates. Bulldozer, Their Wrath. Spinning this again, and it absolutely, look at these boys. I mean, how can you not love that photo? Complete pervs. Yeah, Their Wrath. What an amazing record. Some of my favourite songs on this. Cutthroat's brilliant. Insurrection of the Living Damned. Fallen Angel is one of my favourites off this. Madman. Whiskey Time. It's fucking whiskey time. Welcome Death and Endless Funeral. Yeah, I mean, an absolutely fucking cracking band. Produced by Algie Ward and Venom, Warfare, that sort of gear. And it's a classic. I love this sort of black and speed metal from back then. I've checked out a lot of bands that are doing a modern version of it, and I like them, but I'd rather just listen to Bulldozer over and over and over again. Here's the second album, Final Separation. This is the Fode reissue. Another incredible release by them. Just snotty, bratty. What do you like? Letting these boys loose in the studio. What do you think you're gonna get? Just pure brilliance. Ride Hard, Die Fast is amazing on this. Sex Symbols Bullshit is really good too. Really love it. Never Relax and Don't Trust a Saint are just relentless. They don't stop. Absolutely brilliant. Black and speed metal. The Death of the Gods is really good. The last song, 10-minute track. It's got like sort of has a doomier, dirtier vibe, and it blasts of speed, and then it ends in this amazing riff at the end of it that you can imagine a band like Uncle Acid and the Dead Beats jamming on for hours. But Bulldozer, snotty, bratty, and absolutely fucking killer. Love them. This is a great band, and this is a great record. So I think that'll do me. Geez, near half an hour thing. But yeah, anyway, all the best, and Everybody stay safe and keep well and all that goodness, and I shall speak to you soon. Cheers, thank you, bye.